Guys, welcome to another episode of Hello World. How is everyone doing tonight? Or today, actually? We have a lovely topic for this evening, and I think it comes at a right time. But before we get into that, I just want to welcome you to the show. Welcome all of those who end up in the chat. Thank you for all of those who actually watch. It is greatly appreciated. I appreciate you. And more importantly, thankful for those who actually chime in on the chat, because this is a show where we collectively talk about life. Hold on one second while I do one other thing. In the meantime, remember to like, subscribe, and share. And, make sure you turn on your notification bell so you know whenever I go on. Hold on one second. So, how were your days, people? Tell me. How was your day? Um, I actually was on the other show that I'm a part of, the Jenny and Joy show. We had a really good time today. Again, it's just a quick little, something to get you through the day. When you have your little 15-minute break throughout the day, just come on, watch the show, laugh, and then go back to whatever you were doing. But yes, please make sure you subscribe to that page. The link and everything you need to know is in the description below. Also, ways to contact me if you would like to be on the show, if you'd like to drop a note or two. It is at info at bethedifferenceLLC.com for the email. And if you want to call in ever, it is 201 540 9104. So, today's topic is about, is it possible? So, in current events, I believe we all know about the rapper who was murdered on Sunday, Nipsey Hussle. I never knew him. I didn't know much about him or what he stood for, but being that he is dead now, I see that he stood for a lot of great things, which is wonderful. He did a lot of positive things in his community, which is amazing. And I will be forever grateful because I know there are people like all of us out there. The only thing that bothers me about the situation is that we had to wait until the end of his life to realize how fundamental he was during his life. Um, I feel like it is times like these where we need to just turn off a lot of things, or turn off the noise around you and start to get to know people. Because there are tons of Nipseys and tons of Beta Differences and tons of a lot of other activists, tons of Corey, the activist who usually comes in and sits with us. There's tons of all of us all over the place. But I think that it's time now. It's time now that we collectively be the rock for each other when times get hard, or when it seems like negativity starts to take over more. It's time now we all just spread our wings and really, really, really continue on the efforts where he left off. Um, it also brings me to this. Not too long ago, I was at an event, and um, it was the speaking event that I did. So after I spoke, I went back to my table because I was vending as well. And I overheard the conversation where one of the people were saying, "Oh no, she's too inspirational. Their stuff is too inspirational." I mean, in a way that really kind of struck a nerve. It struck a nerve because I was like, "Wow, like, did I do something wrong? Like, how do I tone down being positive? And like, is it not believable? Because I feel like I speak from my heart about 95% of the times. And then the other 5%, I'm joking around and, harassing people and driving them crazy as much as possible. But I just feel like Are we that so far away from believing that positive being positive can be an image that we all live? Not just an image, but just a roadmap to how we live. Like, do you guys really not believe in this whole movement of change into a better direction? Like, please tell me now, because I need to know that the efforts that myself and other people are putting forward are being taken seriously and not just something like, oh, well, that's too positive. I can't take it. Like, can we get our sensories up where we can accept that negativity can no longer reign over us? And I mean, like, when I say negativity reign over us, I mean, like, say, for example, we all have bad days. I have bad days sometimes. I have days where they're not as great. Like today, I'm not having a great day. But you know what? I look at the bigger picture and I know the different things that I can do to get me out of that hole before I go deep, deep, deep down. I mean, to me, that's what being positive is all about. Knowing that there's a way out and deciding to take a way out versus just falling into the vicious cycle of that's just the way life is. I don't believe that's just the way life is or how life should be. I just I feel like I want to challenge you all to say that I expect better from all of us. You know. Also, have you guys done your vision plan or your vision board? Have you done it yet? I know I told you guys that I would check up on you. Um, and this is an example of mine. I'm not going to show you everything because it's for me personally, but that's just, the vision board that I have. And I recently did that. I would say I did that about 2 days ago. So I plan on looking at that every day. And so far, I have been looking at it every day. And, it's hard, it's difficult to train your mind to believe the impossible. You know, living life the opposite of what we already live is almost impossible, but almost doesn't mean it's not possible. I want to challenge everybody to, really sit back and think about it. If you can contribute peace, if you can contribute positivity, think about the impact you can leave. Think about the lives that you can help transform. You know, I truly believe that we are ready. The growing pains have already been done. The growing pains have already set forth. And people like, Nipsey, who won't be able to see the fruit of his labor, of how his words have positively impacted people. Lives are going to change. Lives are changing. I haven't heard anything about any retaliatory gestures being done to the person who, shot him and killed him. I haven't heard anything like that yet. But it's just unfortunate that people have to lose their lives for this thing that is so precious and is worth more than you can imagine. Like living a full life is worth more than any diamond or any material possession you could own. Like, I really think you guys need to understand having a peace of mind, having love, having compassion, being able to see that and live that. That's what life is supposed to be about. How we how we deterred from that. um I it just if I'm getting emotional because I truly believe that we can be, we can we can get to that level, but are you willing to fight for it? Are you willing to do what you have to do, or are you willing to take the necessary steps to be that change, to be what people are like going to bed crying for? Like, are you willing? Sorry, I get emotional. Again, I say I get emotional because this is like, it's a serious thing. Hey, how are you? Welcome. It's great to see you. Thank you for coming on, and if you have any thoughts you want to share, please do share. But there is no such thing as being too positive. There are too many people in this world who are crying out for help. And that's what positivity does. It helps somebody, it helps people. And when I say positivity, I mean you being compassionate to someone else's needs, you being there, you know? I'm I'm doing great. I'm just having a little moment here, but I'm doing great. Um, I was just talking about the whole Nipsey hustle thing and how, what he was trying to do, instill all of these good things in the community, and how his life got cut short, or how his life was taken away because of what he was doing. And I don't think anybody should fear that being positive will end up resulting in your death. No, because if enough of us do that, if enough of us practice being positive and being the change, being ambitious about being compassionate and doing things for people, then the whole idea of jealousy and the whole idea of uh, not wanting to see someone prosper will diminish. It won't go away because negativity is always there. It won't go away, but it will diminish to the point where not enough people will have a voice or a void to be able to accomplish their mission of tearing things apart. You know, um, so that's just how I feel about that, and I really do hope that we all truly consider how we do our daily interactions with people. Again, I know there are toxic people that literally exist. I already know that. That's not for you to handle. Maybe it's for someone else to, but generally just do your diligence. Do your diligence in being the positive role model for someone else. You don't know who's watching. You have no idea who's watching. And that same person who's watching, that could be their breakthrough. That breakthrough that they needed so desperately. Like, doesn't that make you feel good inside knowing that whether you know it or not, that you are helping someone. You are changing or helping someone's heart change for the better just by simple acts. Hello, how are you? That could change somebody's life. A smile. Hey, that could change someone's life. You don't have to do these grandiose things to be effective. It's just being present in a moment. Excuse me. So how was your day, Miss Carter? How are you? I'm glad to see you. Nice for you to tune in. I'm glad you're here. Um, Definitely, Miss Carter has supported Be the Difference on numerous occasions. She has her girls reading the quotes book. I hope they're still being inspired by that book. So definitely thankful for people like yourself. Yeah, busy is always good, but I hope you're also being effective as well. Spreading that nice smile and that joyous heart that you have. Um, but yeah, I think what we could do for our community as far as being positive as well, we need to be present. That means whenever they have the community meetings, show up, give a positive word, give a positive word of encouragement to those who are in leadership, so that they don't feel like their work is in vain, or that they don't feel that they don't have to work because nobody's watching. You know, like, how do you guys feel about being effective for your community? Have you even thought more so on that level of I need to be effective in my community? Have you considered the different things you can do? Have you considered the different things that you can do to be effective in your community without having the stature? Because you don't need a stature to be able to be effective and whatever. I don't have a stature. I don't. And honestly, it doesn't matter because if whoever's watching this is being encouraged, then that warms my heart and it makes me feel good. It makes me know that what I'm speaking and what I'm saying is not in vain and it actually is being effective. Sorry about that. Um, Miss Carter, do you have a vision board? I was just asking people earlier. In earlier shows, I was telling people that I challenged them to have a vision board and to look at it every day and try to do something with their vision board. Say hi to the girls if they're there or watching. Hey guys. Um, yeah, so if you have a vision board, you don't. I challenge you to put one together. It doesn't take much to do it. You can just get a piece of paper like how I have right here. I'm not going to really show too much of it, but this is a piece of paper. And I just listed a few things that I want. And, the more I look at it, the more I will, I guess my life will go towards those things. So I challenge you, just do it. You can get a piece of paper, you can get creative and cut out magazines and put pictures on a oak tag board and just put pictures of visually what you want to see and or words, whichever, and just keep on looking at it. And the idea is that your body, your mental will start, pushing you towards whatever your desire is, along with hard work. Good, good, good. Um, I have two vision boards. There's another one right behind you guys that I look at, and ironically, it's shaped in a heart. It seems like all of my everything that I do always ends up being shaped in a heart. Um, so go figure, right? Um, but yeah, like, is it is it possible to really have our world be majority positive? What do you think, Miss Carter? Do you think it's possible that the majority of our world can actually be positive? While she's thinking, guys, remember to subscribe to the YouTube. Go and turn on your notification bell so you know exactly when we come on. And don't forget to subscribe, share these videos because you never know who might need to see our communication, what we talk about, and it might be an encouragement or a life-changing thing for them. Just and see, Miss Carter believes that yes, our world could be more positive than negative. So, guys, that's two of us. I know, and I know Corey is a third. He's just not on here tonight or at this moment, but I know he's a third. And there's many more people that I'm surrounded by that believe that as well. You know what I mean? Then you have public figures who are doing the same thing too. Public figures like Nipsey. We need to teach them from exactly. That's why we have that my future is bright in the onesie and the love in the onesie. Because regardless of whether a child knows how to read or not, they remember symbols. And if you teach them, they'll remember it. I agree with that 100%. I agree with that 100%. But what about our adults? I believe, and I said this earlier, I believe anybody can be reformed if they want to be reformed as an adult. I believe so. Because there was a time in my life where I wasn't where I am right now. I believed in being a good person. I believed in, things could be better, but I wasn't pushing for it as hard. And, I allowed things in my life to keep me down from time to time, but I believed. But now I'm moving in that movement. I'm moving into that. I'm moving into that whole idea and I believe it. I truly believe it. You know, I truly believe it. And we don't have that much further to go. I don't believe. I don't think we have much further to go because just looking at the different people who are losing their lives for a cause, a real cause. And it's a humanitarian effort that they're losing their life for. So we can't be that far off. Imagine if 95% of us went the humanitarian route instead of the I. How many lives could be changed then? How much happier would our communities be? How much more honest would people feel comfortable being? How many how many people would need to not think about money as a necessity, but as just something to gift to others, as an extra, as an additive, not as the cause? Because the cause should be your heart given to others. Yes, Miss Carter says we have to pray that it will all change. Prayer, I believe, will help things. I do believe that. In our actions, we also have to pray. I mean, there are people out there, and I know people who may be watching, you may believe in whatever your belief is. If you pray, I think collectively, if we all continue to pray and for the greater good, then I believe that, that's going to be more, it's going to add extra to our efforts. You know, I truly believe that. Yep. There's no more I, guys. I cannot do this by myself. I can't. And that's the only way that can't can be in a sentence for me. I cannot do this by myself. I need people. I need people like yourselves to come alongside me, to help me along the way, to help me be encouraged so that when I do go out, that I can be effective. And that not only me, but you guys turn around and do it for whoever you need to do it for. You know, this is not a joy or a beat a difference solely thing. No, this is a community effort thing where we're all bouncing off with each other, where we're all navigating through life to get to the greater good, where we're all showing our lights and shining them brightly, where we're all love and being loving and loving. How hard is that? You know what? It's funny. The things that don't cost anything, no one seems to be 100% attracted to. Love, it doesn't cost a thing. All you have to do is simply embrace another human being and just want good for them. That's free. How about being kind? Opening the door. That doesn't cost a thing. But yet, so many people have fallen away from the whole opening the door scenario for others. I don't care if you're a man or woman or whatever. You could be cordial to anyone. If you happen to be going through the door, don't let the door slam on somebody else. You don't know what the person behind you, if they have bags or if their arm is hurting or their wrist is hurting and they can't grab that door, but being that you're there, it's gonna be easier for them. Or you don't know if they're in a rush. And just by you opening that door, it gets them to their destination on time. You don't know. We all are trickling effects for each other. Ooh, that's a quote. I'm gonna post that tomorrow. Let me write it down before I forget it. Ooh, that was a good one. And too, like lately, my inspirational, hey Corey, welcome to Hello World. Miss Carter is in the building as well. And I was just saying, do you think that we can be 90% positive in this world or more than negative in this world? What do you think, sir? Oh man, I forgot. I just forgot the quote that I said. I'm gonna have to play this video back to about that time and then be able to write it down. While you guys are thinking, like for the past few days, maybe okay, literally maybe the past few weeks, you haven't seen me posting quotes because the well has been dry. The well has been dry. I don't know if it's because I'm doing a lot more things on the YouTube or what, but the quotes used to just flow out. It used to just flow out like nothing. And now I'm having difficulty just, thinking of anything. I don't have any napkins or tissues or old receipts that I have to write on because it's just not there. So, pray that the inspiration comes back. But it did just now. Oh, yes, I remember. I think I said we all need to be sizzling effects for each other. We all. See, that'd be dope, right? If we could be a sizzling effect for each other. Imagine that. Imagine a world with a little less crime, a little less hate. Imagine a world with a little less jealousy. So Corey's saying, if we remove ourselves from our present state, I would say the ultimate battle is in the mind. Meditation has a way of giving us an escape. So I would say yes. Very true. Very true. I I truly believe that when you have people like Nipsey, who now that I know of him or know about him because of his death, which I believe I didn't need to know about him because of his death. I should have known about him because of what he was doing. We should have been spreading what he was doing all over from LA to New Jersey. I should have heard about him years ago. Not until after he dies. This is what I'm saying. Like, we need to stop waiting to find out how dope somebody is at their death. I don't want people to find out that I'm dope after I'm long gone. I need people to know now that I'm dope. And it's because I'm dope. I'm only dope because you guys allow me to be dope. You guys allow me to express how I truly feel about trying to be effective in a positive way for people. You guys help motivate me. He's now an ancestor. His death awakened sleeping giants. Well, let's just hope people stay awake. That's the thing. People die and get sacrificed, but do we continue moving forward? Like, I don't want his memorial to be for a week and that's it. I want, whether we forget him or not, I just want us to continue on from where he stopped. That's the point of what he's trying to do, or what people like him or people like us are trying to do. Forget me as the body, the human being. Let what I continue forward. Let what I do continue forward. Let be the difference, not die or have to be alive only because of joy. Let it have its own roots. Let it have its own heartbeat. Right? That's the point of why we do what we do. Because we want it to take root, deep roots, and continue forward. Not just to be like, wow, that was really cool what they did. And then a week later, you forget about it. Like, stop being so insta. We need to stop being so insta gratified by the simplest things. These are things that people are dying for. He had children. He had children. Like everybody says, Martin Luther King, Malcolm. I hate to say it, but a lot of people do not respect what those individuals did. Because if you respected what those individuals did, we would be walking around more proper. We would have more of a prominence in our communities. We wouldn't just let any old thing happen. So sometimes I feel like we step on what they tried to do because we don't honor it. It's time now that we start honoring everything that people who have lost their lives and who are still living and are trying to do something great for our communities, great for people in general. Most people don't appreciate sunshine until nighttime. Yes. Like, don't wait until after someone dies to know how dope or cool they were. Let's turn off the noise and start communicating, be in the community again. Maybe like We need to use more of our libraries again. Let's make the libraries cool again. Let's make community events at libraries where we all get together, get to know each other, see what people, and not even have an underlying idea for it. Like, oh, well, my underlying reason why I'm here is because I want somebody to bless me or to make whatever I want to do go. No, 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 no. It's not about that. It's about what we are doing collectively so that instead of us going back down, we can go up on each other's backs so we can help each other out. Just like how the military, I keep seeing how when they climb the Marines, how they climb the wall, they start off with 8 people, right? One person jumps on the back of another just to get over the wall. That same person turns around and catches someone else, and they all do the same thing. That's what we're supposed to be doing. It's not impossible, but are you willing to put the effort in? That is the question. How willing are you to set yourself aside, set all of your busyness aside to dedicate some time to the advancement of others? I mean, if you practice long enough, that becomes your life. That becomes your mission. And then everything that you're surrounded by is that thing and is no longer a chore. You know how like when you practice, like if you've ever played an instrument, when you start, it's hard because you don't understand the fundamentals, right? But as long as the more you practice it, the more you know different strokes, and then you hear the sweet sound of your practice. This is the analogy of how we could be as a community, as a people. Don't you want to hear that sweet soundingness? Don't you want to hear children saying hi and bye, or kids saying Mr. or Miss? Kids putting back that respect? Kids wanting to work and help you out? It can be a community thing, not just the ones that were lucky enough to have parents who care enough to raise them in a proper way. We're talking about all of those, even the ones that have been neglected. Because a lot of our kids are neglected. A lot of our kids come from homes that have been broken and their lives have been tormented and tortured. It's up to us to help heal that so that when they turn around, instead of being detrimental to our community, they can be a positive impact. They can multiply whatever it is that we're doing. I was driving today and I was just thinking about all of the drug dealers that were on the corner. And I'm just like, you guys have no idea how intellectual you can be. You know how to make money, hundreds of dollars in minutes. Why can't we turn that idea into a real business? And how come we who drive by them look down on them? You don't know their circumstances. You don't know why they became what they are. But it does not mean that they don't have to stop what they're doing to be productive. Those men can be very good people in society. All they need is a little encouragement if they're willing. But has anybody tried? I know I haven't. I'm a little afraid sometimes, and I shouldn't be because we're all human. There's nothing I should fear about another human. We all bleed the same color. So that's another challenge I have for you guys. Use your regard, but I dare you, go up to someone who is not doing right for society and just have a conversation with them. Find out, like, what made you want to do what you're doing and what keeps you doing what you're doing. And then how can we change that if you're willing to change? It's a simple conversation. Fear. Fear will keep you in bondage. I spoke about this on other shows as well. I think also too, if we stop looking at each other as, different levels, like, oh, well, that's like, we all think it. Sometimes like, that's not one of our desirables. We all think it. I'm guilty of it from time to time. I need to change that mindset and really meet people where they are, because people have met me where I was. And if it not for them, I wouldn't be in front of you right now. So if people were willing to invest in me, I mean, look, I probably thought that there was not much wrong with me, but someone else could have seen how terrible and how broken I was. We're not too great to help other people. And you can teach somebody to be compassionate by how you treat them. Yep. And if they turn out to be a toxic person, you just have to wash your hands. But they're not part of the majority. They're going to be the ones that have to end up falling in line because the majority took over. The majority being us, who really truly believe that we can make a difference in this world. Like, it's never too late. Making a difference in this world is one of the things that I feel like we need to teach more. In school, why not? School is supposed to teach us about life lessons, right? Not only about historical and mathematical, but life lessons. So why not? Fear, fortified energy, and regret. Absolutely. Corey, you on point tonight for sure, sir. So again, guys, do you have your vision board? Have you been working on it? Because I said I was going to check on you guys to see if you did it. I don't speak in vain. I speak because I truly believe what I'm saying, and I truly apply as much as I can what I'm saying and what you guys are saying, because it's a conversation. This is not just about me. It's a conversation that we're all having together. Whether you just want to chime in and just watch, which I'm grateful for, it's great. If you contribute, even better. But the point of the matter is that we are having a conversation about real stuff. Hello World is all about talking about everything and anything. And I've said before, it may step on some toes, which is fine, because it could mean that you need to work on that. And it's not necessarily me trying to step on your toe, but it's hitting a nerve or a chord in your soul that needs to be hit. It needs to be massaged out. I mean, if you saw earlier, I got all emotional. And I don't want to be emotional, but hey, I'm just being honest. I am so serious about this. I don't want us to celebrate another death and let it go just like that. Just carry on the memory, carry on the vision that the person had. And while people are still alive, carry on their visions, join their visions, be the vision. Be effective versus popular. We can change everything, guys. We can change what we see. We can change, like, mainstream wise. We can change television. Oh yeah, there is power in numbers, but I don't think we realize that. We say it a lot, and that's another conversation I had the other day about learning how to use our words in the right context. Actually, it was the friendship episode, learning how to use our words in the proper context, right? I keep saying that I want to be the difference. And based on the response that I've been getting, I am being the difference. I understand what being the difference is and what it means. It means not necessarily that I'm going to always be supported and everything, but it's not about me. Oh, hold on one second. I'll be right back. Okay, sorry about that. Almost started a fire. So I had to go take care of that. Uh, but you have no idea how your words, your wisdom, how it can positively affect everybody. And if you're willing to be the difference, then know that sometimes it's not going to be comfortable. People are not going to make it very comfortable for you. People are going to, and this has happened to me a lot of times. People smile in my face and then probably talk about me terribly behind my back. But will that stop me from what I have to do? No, because I know there's a purpose for others. And eventually, those people who may have been talking badly about me will turn around. What are you guys willing to do? Are you willing to take whatever? Uh, are you willing to go that route? Are you willing to sacrifice a little bit of time, a little bit of yourself, a little bit of maybe sometimes your ego to be the difference? It's a serious thing. Are you willing to honor the efforts of people like uh, Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, all these other activists that are doing their thing to try to make society a better place? Are you willing to honor those people? Because the honor isn't necessarily going to them saying thank you. Your way of saying thank you is how you live. That is where the honor and the respect come in. Really, really, really. If you don't understand or truly understand, and I'm not 100% understanding with what everyone, all of the activists from before have done. So it's up to me to do the research and find out what they did 100%. But I know of what I was taught. And I do know it takes a great deal of compassion to speak out when it seems like no one else is willing to listen. Are you willing to be embarrassed sometimes just to be effective? Are you willing to have your feelings crushed just to be effective? Are you willing for people to laugh at you just to be effective? Because the same ones that are laughing, the person behind them may be taking what you're saying to heart and is helping them. Are you willing to look past all of that and remember that there's one person, at least one person, who is hearing what you're saying and believing, and their life is changing for the better, and they're going to take it to whoever they're supposed to take it to, and then that's how the snowball effect happens. Or those who are afraid to really say, yeah, I'm all about the positivity. I'm all about positive change. I'm all about, doing what I have to do in order to make my society a better place. Maybe now they feel like they can have a voice. Thank you. The topic was, is it possible? Absolutely. In my opinion, it is absolutely positive. It is absolutely positive. I'm sorry, it is absolutely possible to be positive. And I believe the majority of us who are positive need to step up. at any cost. We need to step up now because the pot is brewing. The water is about to boil over. And before it boils over into dying, we need to put some of our flavor in there. So when it does boil over, it'll have some sweetness to it. It'll have some pizzazz. What are you guys willing to do? And it could be as simple as your family, your immediate family, those relatives who are not convinced that positivity can be possible. You don't have to do a big talk in front of millions of people. It starts with who you have. How many of you are willing? I challenge you to be that person for your family. Start off with 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 your neighbor around the corner, across the street, next door. Find out what their need is. Meet it. You have no idea what people may be thinking or going through on a daily basis. Find out. If they turn out to be a toxic person, wait for someone else who can match that to come along. All doesn't have to be lost. Or if no one matches that, then they'll just have to fall in line. Eventually, they'll just have to fall in line. So, for anyone who is an activist out there, you too, Corey, you keep up doing what you're doing. Don't give up. Do not get tired or weary. Do not think that your efforts are in vain. If you don't see the fruit of what you're doing now, does not mean that it will not be fruitful later. Whether you're here or not, you have no clue who it is positively affecting, even though you had something else in mind. You never give up. There's too many people who have given up and run away, and they're worse off than when they started. That's why it's important for you not to give up. Just because you don't want to lose your sanity. That's why it's important, right? Because when you come from being positive for so long, you get lost if you lose it. So don't give up. You ever need a boost of energy or a good word or a kind word, you come to me. You email me, text me, DM me, whatever you have to do. Because we can't. The movement is going. The movement of us shifting the atmosphere, shifting the way the world has been operating for so long. It is here. And we just have to continue to do what we're supposed to do. And it's simple. It doesn't require you to pay anything. It doesn't require you to be so loud. It doesn't require you to stand out in front of an audience. All it requires you is your kindness to another human being. That's all that we're required to do, guys. While that's pondering, remember to like, subscribe, share the channel with someone else, share the videos with other people, because it's not about me, it's about us. Turn on your notification bell so you don't miss a thing. Subscribe. And just remember that it is not impossible. Everything is possible. Man, even in the Bible, it says everything is possible with the Lord's help, right? I'm paraphrasing that scripture. And didn't Jesus say that greater things will do than him if we only believe? I mean, like, I don't want to go off on a religious tangent, but if those are the principles that even Jesus left, then don't you believe that you have greatness in you, that you can be effective and that you can make a dent in the oppression that we've lived under for so long? Team B, okay, no problem. Right? If even Jesus said that we are capable of doing greater things than him, then why do we not use our power that he gives us? Tap into it, people. If you truly, this is for religious people, right? If you truly believe what Jesus said, why don't you put what he said into action more? You don't think that he's going to trust you with greater things than him to help this world? Then why do you read? Why don't you believe what you read? Come on, guys. It's possible. It's definitely possible. And I'm convinced even more just because of our conversation tonight. I'm convinced even more. I definitely want to honor Nipsey Hussle for all the work that he did. I really feel terrible that his children and his girlfriend will be missing out on on his his life. I hope that the children will be able to somehow heal from this trauma, his girlfriend as well. And I hope that this is a lesson for all of us that it's not impossible to do things, great things, to be effective for people. And just and even if it cost you your life, what a beautiful life you lived when you could have helped or when you help people, don't you think? I mean, let's just hope that it doesn't go that far. Jesus said, "Greater works we will do." It's fascinating that people fail to see the social media can be a tool for those greater work. Absolutely. Absolutely. Social media, YouTube, these are all platforms that we've been given that we can use in a positive way. You know, it's only a small percentage of people who use it in a negative way. So the ones of us, the people, us. So all of us who use social media every day to do or say something uplifting, we are the majority. But yet we don't repost the majority's things. I don't get it. But we're quick to repost other things that don't edify or build up our community. Hmm. That's okay because the tide is changing. The tide changed. I'm not gonna say changing because that's a thing too. See with the words changing. That means it seems like it's coming. No, the tide has already changed. We are the product of that change, and we will take that change and keep on progressing that change to higher heights. We will pass this lifestyle of gratitude, compassion, and love from generation to generation. It is up to us. That is what we were called to do. That is what we need to do. And that is what we will be doing. No, no, no. That is what we do every day. You see how those words are more effective when we put it into action? Put your words to action. Remember how the words we use, the definition of the words that we use, and use them in proper context. That takes you being more aware of how you speak. So that means you speak slower. Not speaking slower doesn't mean that you're dumb. Speaking slower means that you're collecting your thoughts so you say the proper things. So you don't end up breaking something down. Shout out to everyone who is tuned in. Shout out to everyone who is in the chat. It's great to get the feedback. Shout out to all of the people who will be seeing this in the future, which is now. Just think about it. Let's start using our words in the proper context of what the meaning is. Then you'll be a lot more effective and you'll choose words more wisely, and then you probably won't speak as much. Because all you will need to speak is words that will edify and be effective in a positive way. And just hope that you don't turn it around and be negative or allow those negative thoughts to creep back in your mind. But if they do, and when they do, you know how to jump back. You know how to fight back. You know how to reach out and ask for help, because you're no longer prideful about asking for help or telling people how you feel when you're down. How many of you are willing to let your pride go just for an hour, to admit something that you are weak in to someone that you trust so that they can help you, or maybe help you think through your weakness? How many of you are willing to to sacrifice some time to help others? How many of you are down for the idea of going to a local library, have community meetings where people just come together to get to know each other? Not on some, hey, I want you to help me with my project. Just on the, I need to know who you are in the community. I need to know your needs. I need you to know my needs. I need you to know who I am. I need us to be a community again where we can trust each other, where I can trust my kid to be on the street and knowing that you're around. I can be aware of who is around me. How many of you are willing to pick up where our father, where, Malcolm X or Martin Luther King or all these other activists that you can think of that you've researched about? How many of you are willing to pick up where they left off? How many of you are willing to honor their sacrifice? I feel like I'm trying to honor their sacrifices now, because I understand when you lose your life, it's a gift. And if you're willing to give your gift away just to help others, that's noble. And to step on somebody's nobility, it's like spitting on them. I don't want to spit on anybody. I don't want to degrade anybody. I want to be effective. Are you willing to be effective and realize that it is possible, that us who are the majority of people who believe in being compassionate, to love, to be positive, that we are able to take over whatever negativity that is reigning over the society, our country, the world? Because remember, when one, two, three people get together, you start a movement. And people will join. Those who are shy, those who've been silent, they will join. Don't worry about if you're doing it by yourself now, but people will join with you. People will agree with you. Don't worry about that. Are you ready? You were born ready. That's what it is. You were born ready. You were born ready to do this. You were born ready to do this. I trust you. I trust that your intentions will magnify your heart. And then if they don't, then you just end up being the cause of why things keep on crumbling down. We don't need that anymore. We just need to be the difference. Yes, we need to be the difference, people. Yes. Are you down? This is not just a show. This is, let's put our words to action. That's what the name of the show should be. Let's put our words to action. Right? Come on, folks. I believe you guys. I believe you can do it. I know you want to do it. Start with your family. Start with your kids. Start with your parents. Start with your pet. Start with your neighbor. Start with yourself. Start with yourself. Things are more believable when it flows out from you, right? Oh, yeah, for sure. For sure, Corey. Yeah, for sure. I'm going to see if there's a way I could do like a split cam type of thing with my stuff. I'll have to ask somebody to navigate me through. So, anyway, guys, this is another episode of Hello World. I'm so glad to see you guys. I hope that this was something, a conversation that we all needed in some way, shape, or form. I hope that we start honoring the sacrifices people make on a daily basis to make our world better. And I hope in turn for those sacrifices, then we will do the same thing. Thank you. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. And every Wednesday, hit up the Jenny and Joy show. We're live 2 p.m. every Wednesday. Light, airy, loving, pranks, comedy, just something to make your day get a little easier. So until tomorrow evening, it was great seeing you guys. And hello, world. Love you guys.